FCS parents. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I apologize for not having a Thursday Thoughts last week, but I do have a good reason. I was actually up at the Alliance Redwoods with the middle school and high school students, and up there we had very little cell reception, which was fantastic. That means while we couldn't necessarily make a lot of phone calls or have a lot of data, it also meant the kids were not on their phones. It means that they actually had to engage with each other, participate in physical activity. They couldn't be on their phones playing games and on social media and all the other kind of stuff. And you know what? The most fantastic thing is they all survived. It's a miracle, I know, but they all survived. And you know what? I think a lot of them had a lot of fun not being on their phones, not being on their electronics, simply engaging with each other, hanging out together, doing things together. We had a lot of fun. We did things like archery tag, and it's exactly as it sounds. Kids were shooting arrows at each other with bows. Now the arrows had soft foam on the end, so it kept them safe. But a lot of kids were a little hesitant, like, what is this archery tag thing? But they all loved it. So much so, we're trying to figure out how we can do that here at the school because the kids had such a good time. We also did some zip lines, which were fantastic. Again, some of the kids were a little afraid, a little nervous, but they overcame their fears. That is fantastic because Jesus is more powerful than any fear we can have. So even some of the kids that were scared of heights, they climbed up that ladder, got hooked up, and did the zip line. So we had a great time doing the activities. We also had times of devotion where we got together, we worshiped a little bit, and we went through the series, Not a Fan. And so the whole idea of the series is that it's not good enough just to be a fan of Jesus. We need to be followers of Jesus. As Jesus himself said, we need to deny ourselves, we need to take up our cross daily and follow him. So we want to be followers, not fans of Jesus. We talked a lot about how we deepen our relationship with Jesus Christ, and I know it had a good impact on a number of kids, and I'm hoping we see the fruit of that a little bit more as we go throughout the year. We'll be talking about that with the kids as the year continues. But now we're back again. Everybody survived. We got back in one piece. All the teachers survived as well. That can sometimes be a little bit of mayhem when you're taking a group of students off campus for multiple days and multiple nights. But everybody survived. Everybody came back great. We've got lots more things coming up on the calendar. But before we get to those things, I just want to talk a little bit about carpool. As I've stated before, carpool is one of the most dangerous times. It actually is the most dangerous time of the day on either of our campuses, both our Dover campus and our Blossom campus. It's because we have both vehicles and pedestrians moving through a space at the same time. Makes things very dangerous. So there are a few guidelines I need you guys to follow. Not because I like rules, but because they're required in order to keep everybody as safe as possible. First of all, parents, driving in the parking lots, you must slow down. Trust me, if somebody gets hurt, you're going to be much later than you already are. Parents, I need you to slow down in the parking lot. We have some parents going through there just way too quickly. I'm not always able to be on the Dover campus in the morning because I'm usually doing extended care here on the Blossom campus, but either campus, if I'm there and I see a parent driving too quickly in the parking lot, I will probably intentionally step in front of your vehicle and yell at you. Because it is incredibly dangerous to drive through the parking lot too quickly. We have people walking there. When you drive too fast, it's easy to miss something. People could come out from behind a car that you didn't see. It's just too dangerous. We need you to slow down, please. Again, I'll call you out if I see it. I've instructed my staff to do the same. In addition, parents, when you're walking in and around the parking lot, please use the sidewalks and crosswalks. Do not walk across the parking lot unless you are in the crosswalk. Again, if you're coming out from behind a vehicle and a car is rounding that corner and they don't see you coming from behind that vehicle, it is very easy for you to get hit by a vehicle. Use the crosswalk, use the sidewalks. In addition, we want to be setting a good example for the young people that are on campus. And when they see adults cross the parking lot, it makes them think it's okay for them to cross the parking lot. It's not the case. We want at all times, whether cars are coming or not, we want you to use the crosswalk and the sidewalks. Again, I will call you out on it if I see you. I have also instructed the staff to call you out on it if they see it. If you don't want to get called out, use the crosswalks and sidewalks, please. We want to keep everybody as safe as possible. In no way, shape, or form do we want an accident of any kind taking place on campus. Again, carpool time in particular is the most dangerous time of the day. We want to keep things as safe as possible. All right, we do have a few things coming up. First of all, in 2 weeks, we've got our color run coming up. That's significant for a number of reasons. First of all, it's our first fundraiser of the year. So we want kids to go out and get pledges for how many laps they're going to run. We've got a little course on our Dover campus set up so the students can get sponsors, and they can get signups for those for how many laps they can run. And then they'll go out there and we'll run for an hour on October 4th. October 4th is the color run, and the kids will be out there having a good time. We call it a color run because we have colored cornstarch. We'll have a station set up, and if the kids want to, they don't have to run through the color station. But if they want to, especially if they wear, like, say, a white t-shirt, they run through that color station. We'll have some of our older students throwing color on those students as they go by. Kids had a great time last year. It's a lot of fun. So again, we're looking forward to the color run on October 4th. Another thing to note is that all of our students from preschool through high school will all be on the Dover campus that day. So middle school and high school parents, your kids will be on the Dover campus on October 4th. We'll have a combined chapel that day. We'll then have some time where kids will spend a little bit of time in the classroom, and then we'll come out for the color run, do that for about an hour, and then we'll get cleaned up and released to go home. But again, all students on October 4th will be on the Dover campus. Kids will be dropped off there. Extended care will be there as well, and we'll be there for the day. All students. There will be no students on the Blossom campus that day. Again, all students will be on the Dover campus. All right, and then coming up after that, we've got Spirit Week coming up at the end of October. We'll give you more details about that as that gets a little bit closer. And also, starting off probably next month as well, we'll be having signups for a theater club that we're going to be doing. What exactly we'll be doing and how we do it will be determined by how many kids we have sign up. We don't want to commit to something unless we have a certain number of kids. How we're going to do that, again, we're going to wait for signups. We want to see how much interest is in theater club. And so at that point, we'll probably actually do the theater club in the spring semester, so far from January through next semester. But we want to get signups now so we can get things started and planned. We can get scripts. We would like to get scripts out to students before Christmas break, so that way students can be practicing all their stuff, and then by the time we come back from Christmas break, we start that theater club, we hit the ground running. So again, if your child is interested in being in theater club, we will probably have signups for that coming up in the next month or so, and that's for both campuses. All right, so be on the lookout for that. So we got a few things coming up, and of course, the end of the quarter is going to be coming up here before we know it. So we want to make sure that parents and students are focused on that, making sure we're getting ready for those first report cards. This year is going by incredibly fast. We've done a lot of things already this school year, and things actually start to slow down a little bit through this time of the school year. We get more focused into the academics. We have fewer events going on, but we still have things going on each month. For example, the color run coming up. We've got end of the semester coming up, all those sorts of things. But we want to make sure you guys stay up to date on everything. Make sure you're getting our weekly emails. Those come out usually on Sundays. So make sure you stay on the lookout for that. Stay up to date with everything that's coming in. If you've got a teacher that sends home newsletters, make sure you pay attention to those newsletters and all the information your teachers give you there. And if we're all informed, we'll all know what's going on, and makes things much smoother. We want to thank God for this school year so far. You know, anytime you have something new taking place, and we have a lot of new things taking place this year, whether it's the new campus, our new school information system, we've got some new staff. Man, things have gone incredibly well. Not that there aren't any bumps in the road, and there's some things we need to smooth out, but man, God has been very gracious. He's blessed us like you would not believe. And so I'm looking forward to the rest of the school year and seeing where God takes us from here as he leads us on this journey through the 2019-2020 school year. All right, you guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you guys real soon. God bless.